Hello to my Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, let's get into it. This reading is for the 16th through the 23rd of February. We are still in full moon phase. For those of you all who are still doing your full moon rituals, you are now, you all are ruled by Jupiter, right? You rule the ninth house, which is a house of adventure, higher learning, right? Travel. And so you all are the I philosophize sign. So you are definitely going to be increasing your prayer life. Mars is still retrograde for the next 6 to 7 days if you're watching this on the 16th. Hopefully you all had a wonderful Valentine's Day for those of you all who celebrate Valentine's Day. Let's get into it. Let's get right into your reading. Let's get into your reading. Your spiritual life is increasing. Not just your prayer, the physical and the religious. We're talking about your spiritual. You're returning to pure consciousness. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. There is greatness inside of me. Say it to yourselves. There is greatness inside of me because it is, always has been, always will be, always will be, always will be. Let's get into it. 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 801 soul renovation. So shed the past, awaken to your truth, right? Your angels know that you have been through many trials and tribulations, Sagittarius. Now is the time to put down the armor that helped you survive those trials and live freely. The door has opened to your new life. Sit in meditation and envision yourself walking through a doorway. Behind you lies the past, and ahead of you lies a future where you are living your truth. What do you see? Draw or journal about what is on the other side of the doorway, right? 801. And so I'm seeing justice. I'm seeing somebody, and I'm giving you all, and we're talking about major arcana, major secrets through numbers. 8th card in the major arcana is justice card, right? 0 card in major arcana is the fool card, and then 1 is the magician. Somebody may have been connected to a karmic dark magician. It may have felt like you were a fool or played for like a fool you may have felt like there was an injustice with 2 energies. 8 is the karmic number. You're going through a total transformation. Last year, if you watch this video in 2025, obviously 2024 was the 8, the number 8. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. A lot of people are getting ready to awaken to, wow, a karmic was not being honest with you about something. Somebody who was right in your circle, the 0 right here, right in your inner circle. And I'm talking about physically you're connecting with. This energy was not honest with you about something, right? Somebody that you are still having these warm conversations with on a regular basis. They were not honest with you about something. So there is greatness inside of you. Source is going to get you away from these familiar spirits and get you connected to energies who are giving you, enlightening you about whatever your ancestors want you to be enlightened about. Let me show you what lies beneath. This is what your ancestors have been trying to get to you. This is going to be the first part of the reading, and then we're going to get into tarot. What lies beneath? What does your ancestors, Spirit, what does Sagittarius ancestors want them to know about what these karmics were not telling you all? What these karmics were not telling you all. Karmics would be energies who have not resolved something within themselves, and therefore they bring you under false pretense, preying on you. If you're praying with them, they're preying on you, just wanting to be a part of something. When you say what lies behind on the other side of that doorway, a lot of people have been dealing with pick-me spirits. They feel some kind of way because they're not invited to stuff, versus people who their energy level increases in a positive way. They're happy. They're like, please, because they already know what's on the other side of the doorway. Yeah. Somebody was dealing with a copycat. Somebody that you were sitting in a circle with, and this is what a karmic did not tell you, is that someone was copying off of someone else. Like, so in other words, this could be like You know what's coming to mind is the story of Esau and Jacob, and how their mother actually the destiny swapped. This is what's coming to my spirit, like doing destiny swap, thinking that one child deserved the inheritance over the other, just basically trying to disrupt God's will for the oldest, right? They were twins, but of course, obviously, they didn't come through the canal at the same time. One came through before, and then the other one came through after, and the mother, Rebecca, decided that she was going to play God, right? And so Source is saying, but what the enemy means for evil, Source we're turning around for good of what's being done, right? And so something had to awaken in you. A light had to go off in your spirit to see, okay, what are you karmically tied to? Like, what is it about you that would even believe certain things? Why aren't you going to the master teacher, which is the creator inside of you? Why aren't you going to prayer and meditation? So somebody was dealing with a copycat spirit, and they felt like they made a bad choice. They made a bad choice to play God. We're not talking about somebody who is watching tarot. We're not talking about some this. Obviously, y'all know there's no gatekeeping on this channel. This is enlightening you all, but this is what your ancestors are telling. Somebody feel like they made a bad choice. New beginning. New beginning. Yeah. Somebody that you're sitting amongst right now decided to make a choice to get that copycat energy pregnant. And so they're trying to start some kind of they want some kind of a love story. It's a mess. Something is a mess. Something is a complete mess. The game is over. And you're sitting amongst some energies who are, I don't know who this is for. Take only what resonates with you. If it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. But this is what your ancestors are trying to get you to see, that you're amongst. Somebody is amongst the copycats. Somebody who made a decision, which was a bad choice. Fool. Somebody could have made a bad choice and just sitting there, oh, they got a new beginning. Oh, okay, well, this one didn't. It's kind of reminded me of this show that used to come on. What is the name of that show that used to come on? It's on for a couple of seasons. To Believe or Not to Believe, or something like that, where this guy, he ended up marrying the sister. He actually was married to one woman. This guy was married to one woman, and then was having an affair with the sister, right? That's the name of the show, To Believe or Not to Believe. I think that was the name of the show. It used to come on a long time ago. They may have episodes on YouTube, but that's what this reading reminds me of. I think that was the name of the show. It was a series that used to come on. It was kind of, it wasn't Ripley's Believe It or Not, but it was called Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction. That was the name of the show. It was called Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction. So they would give you these stories and say, okay, at the end of the story, the host would come on and say, okay, do you believe this is fact or do you believe it's fiction? Some of you all may be, in that age range, would you remember the show? But somebody decided to go get that copycat pregnant, and realize, oh my God, because they wanted some kind of a love story instead of deal with their own karma, they resolved their own issues within themselves. They decided, hey, I can just go get a copy of the real energy, and they realize, oh my God, this is a bad choice. Game is over. And that's what's going to be revealed to you all. So you're awakening to your own truth, right? Somebody know that they messed up. So what you all have in common, Sagittarius, is how people have had to try to replace you, and they realize they can't replace you. Instead of them dealing with their own karmic cycle, they just hurry up and rushed off and got a carbon copy of you, or who they thought was going to be a carbon copy of you. And then they look up and and because they're not dealing with their own internal issues, they're still stuck in a karmic cycle within themselves, that they don't want to expose that, hey, I need to do some cleanup within myself. They can't be single for any length of time. They got to jump from this to this to this. They don't want to deal with their own karmic cycles. And so something is being revealed to you. Something is being revealed to you. It's like, oh my God, I don't even know why I didn't see this. This energy went to go get something. And then now they're realizing, oh, they made a mistake. But that is what you have in common with someone. We're going to jump into tarot, but that's a message that your ancestors wanted to get to you. Is like when you're sitting amongst people who are deciding, okay, because this one, you're like, this one looks like, we see this online all the time. We see it online all the time where people would jump from one relationship to the next because they don't want to deal with their own, and their exes look alike. Something about the ex, he's like, wait a minute, that looks like they just wouldn't got a carbon copy, because they don't want to deal with their own stuff within. So it's just like, detach yourself from those types of energies. They don't want to deal with themselves, so they just go get like this, a manufactured of their ex, whether it's the sister, the brother, a cousin, somebody who looks like, but they want to go get somebody, this person, they got a higher level position. This one right here, yeah, they do kind of look like so and so. That energy is being groomed to be just like, but that energy who chose it does not want to do the work, and that's what a lot of you all have in common with people. So there is greatness inside of you, but I do feel like since we are in year 9, your sign rules the 9th house. You all are going to feel very fortunate that you all are the I philosophize sign, and you're about to increase your spiritual knowledge. Let's jump into your tarot reading. This is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you. If you're interested in your personal reading, my information is down below in the description. Let's go. Yeah, time for you to thrive. Yeah, you notice that this is what you have in common with somebody or some people, is that when you've had your heart broken and something has cut deep, like people talk about you behind your back, what goes on behind closed doors with you, you are actually thriving. This is what you have in common with some people. And some of these karmic relationships do not want to, they jump into something, or you'll get a carbon copy of you, and they realize they messed up big time because the energy is not you. Just like some people that you know have figured out the same thing. They can't be replaced, but they're not going back to a karmic. They protecting their peace from those two. They're like, if you want to go over there with a karmic, hey, jump right into that relationship. Thank you. That for them, they took their power back. Justice is in your favor. Now that's what you have in common with somebody, is that you have taken back your peace and your power from these karmics when they go jump out there and go find somebody who they think is better than you, but somehow they look like you. They have some of the same characteristics, and the energy karmics have to say, oh yeah, they better than my ex, they're such and such, and you guys sitting there listening to that, you just like, and they still talk about how horrible their ex is in front of a karmic. They've jumped right into a relationship with their karmic. What you're looking at is exactly what your ex did to you. That's what Source is trying to tell you. There's greatness inside of you. So something is coming to a head. Something is really coming to a head. Here we have the 8 of Swords here, of how restricted you felt when you didn't know your own worth and your own value. You're about to cut ties with a karmic person that you said that you love. You like, they cannot, for some reason they got to keep getting something that looks like the energy that they are still hooked on. You're about to cut ties with these energies, right? You have found your star. You have found your star, meaning that your north node, right? Your north node, right? Your north node. 17th card in tarot is the star card. There's hope, bliss, and optimism, right? Yeah, you've come into some new knowledge. This is the owl right here, like an owl sitting on the ledge. Your head turns all the way around. You're like, okay, I've seen it. My head is like, I have this newfound knowledge now. You're sitting there looking at a situation. It's like, what the heck? This energy, yeah. So now you are determined. See this little cute cat shadow? Now you are determined to do your own shadow work. Or if you've already done your shadow work, you're like, wow, 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 and wow. Page of Pentacles. Yeah. So somebody is a message. You got a message of money coming across your path. You're about to feel like you have this whole new lease on life because now something is really clicking in your mind. You're like, oh my God, I'm sitting here listening to karmic. I'm listening to somebody who decided to choose a copycat that I know. It's literally like having people in common that you know, right? It could be a family member that went out and got the carbon copy of their ex and talking in front of their new person about how horrible their ex was, right? And you're sitting there like, I got to detach from this. I am not trying to get caught up in their karmic cycle. Even though this is a loved one, I'm not getting caught up in their karmic cycle. This energy got some unresolved things going on in their spirit. They went out and got a carbon copy of the same energy they said they hated. What in sit down on a couch and talk to a therapist is going on here? So that's what somebody, that's what, Lord have mercy. That is what's going on. That's what somebody is seeing in your face, that somebody has some unresolved issues. Somebody got some unresolved issues. If they keep talking about their ex, yeah, they keep talking about their ex, and they got something within themselves that's reflecting something within themselves. Somebody's not comfortable with their sexuality. Somebody's not comfortable with their sexuality. So source is saying you're finally waking up to something. Somebody's not comfortable with their own sexuality. That's why they keep talking so negatively about their ex. You don't want to sit there and listen to that. You got big stuff you doing. You got soul renovation that you're doing. You're shedding your own past. You're awakening to your own truth. You're trying to protect your peace. You're protecting your own peace, right? And so it's two karmics that's connected, and you're looking at them like, this person about to go through 8 years of chaos and confusion. I'm not trying to sit around and listen to all of this. I'm not trying to hear this. I don't want to be a part of that conversation. I got stuff to do. That's the energy that you're on, right? So yeah, so you don't really care. You saving yourself. You got new love coming across your path, where it's a safe love coming across your path. Remember, Mars is still retrograde. Mars is the action and assertion of planet. Somebody jumped to conclusions about something, made a decision about something. A Scorpio and an Aries made a decision. That's Mars. Connect us to that. Made a decision about something, jumped to some conclusions about some things, and now you're just like, I'm sitting here listening to these energies that got some unresolved issues themselves. Okay, I need to detach from this drama. I need to detach from this soap opera series. So yeah, so you have found your star. You have found your star. Who cares about, really, who cares about people's sexuality in 2025, for real? People love who they love. That we are not people's judge. There it is. Yeah, something has ended with these two energies. Something has ended. You're not even talking to somebody about something anymore, because they're depressed about something else. They talking about everybody else depressed over what? And people thriving behind closed doors. It's, this person needs to be restricted. They need, they're depressed behind closed doors. They don't know who they are. Same thing people said about you. So yeah, you're going to have a great week. I see you in a leadership position. Like I said, you feel like you have a whole new lease on life. You are switching teams, meaning that the team that you're going to has nothing to do with your sexuality, but the team that you're switching to is team motivated by something else. You have total clarity now. If you want to know someone's sexual preference, open your mouth and ask them. Especially if it's a loved one, just ask. People will be experimenting. People may decide they're going to go to another kind of team in the love life. Maybe they decided for a short period of time, then they went back, whatever. But some people have not resolved something within themselves. If you want to know, just open your mouth and ask. Don't just go along with the flow. And that's what Source is trying to tell somebody. So the team that you're switching to is team love. Agape love. Like, I love people regardless of what socioeconomic status they're in, what political affiliation they're with, whatever religious choices or spiritual choice. I love people regardless. That's what you're saying. Whatever sexual preference that you love people regardless. With these two energies, karmics, you're going to have to hear about stuff that they're not ready to resolve within themselves for the rest of your life until they are ready to resolve issues. So something is a win for you. Something is a win for you. Something is a win for you. Yeah. Yeah. You're tired of falling for the bait. Something goes back 5 generations deep. It can be your own kids that have something resolved, that they got something unresolved, that they got something from the other side of the family that is a bunch of hidden secrets. So it's just saying you are all too familiar. That's what you and somebody are. That's what you and somebody have in common. That's why some families are like, when somebody bring a new person home, they're like, oh my God, they look just like their ex. Oh, hey. Sometimes they may even slip up and say the name, like, okay, or something about their energy reminds them of a family member's ex. You just like, okay, but wait a minute. Some people don't have a problem breaking up, when the relationship is over, the marriage is over, we're talking about here, they'll go date someone's sister, date someone's brother, anything except go date themselves, and sitting themselves down. So source is saying, yeah, you finding some stuff out, you're finding you're waking up, All right, Spirit, is there anything else for Sagittarius? Because I'm telling you all going to have a great week, because now you're detaching from these karmic relationships. You're detaching from these karmic relationships. You're detaching from this. You've done the spirit work. You're not falling for the bait and switch anymore. Somebody is getting a leadership position. That's how you're going to feel like you have a whole new lease on life, because you are clear. When I say you're doing an energetic cleansing, this is amazing. There was 2 energies that were obsessed with somebody that they were married to, and they won't do the energy work. Instead, they will keep getting something that reminds everybody of these energies, because they are stuck in an infinite loop. They're in a karmic cycle themselves. They're saying somebody must have put a love spell on them. Y'all so sick and tired of hearing that. Listen, you said you got bigger stuff to do. Leadership position. I see you in a leadership position and increase in money, right? Yeah, your psychic abilities have increased, right? Your psychic abilities increase when it comes to these 2 Taurus. There's 2 Taurus involved in something. Somebody went down a rabbit hole, and I know that because of the Taurus symbol here in the card. Yeah. Whether it's sun or moon sign is Taurus, is a Pisces involved in something. But somebody is also just saying, you know what, these copycat spirits, you got money coming across your path, because your psychic abilities, your gifts, whether it's the gift of telepathy, whether it's premonition, precognition, deja vu, sixth sense, telekinesis, whatever your gifts are, they have now increased. And source is saying you are about to spend more time, instead of spending time around certain energy, you're going to be spending more time learning about your spiritual gifts. It is about to make somebody some money. And I'm talking about in your workplace, because I see money coming across your path. Because now you see how people will buy into a fairy tale, and it ends up being a nightmare for them. Yeah, somebody bought into a fairy tale that ended up being a nightmare for them. Right? So, yeah.